Well, I'm out here on the Farmall H today. It finally stopped raining for about 2 seconds. You can see here, I got a bunch of clover planted from last year. This is gonna be the garden. Gonna have tomatoes and sweet corn and pretty much anything else I want in here. I want to get the chicken coop over here and clean it out right here. You can see there's a old compost pile and how dark the grass is around that compost pile. I can tell you, I've used a lot of different kinds of manure and nothing works like chicken crap. So whoever had this tractor before me, which could be several people, one of them took away the roller design on this tongue, and how it's supposed to work is that, you know, there's supposed to be a roller up here and it just rolls back and forth as you turn, or you know, I'm trying to hook up the 510 grain drill right now, and pretty easy to do. All I gotta do is back up a couple inches. But the point being is that they rigged it so that this became a fixed tongue. And yeah, I guess there's certain applications you would want that, but I really like the slider, especially when I'm using a set of discs, or even plowing. A lot of times I want some variance and give to that tongue. But yeah, so he rigged it like this, and then he pinned it off, and I just broke the pins off. So I'm gonna completely put this back to original form. So today's kind of the day I find out if these hydraulics work. Now, there is fluid in there. When I pull back on the lever, there is some pressure. You can hear the pump running and whatnot, but doesn't matter until you got it hooked up to something or work it under load. You just don't know what you're working with. I mean, that pump could be completely shot or blown, but I'm gonna get hooked up to this 510 grain drill, and I plan on planting this year the soybeans with this Farmall H. This is a 1949 for those of you that care. Leave a comment down below if you ever had a Farmall H and what year yours was. You just push it in till you hear a snap. And I don't know, I'm probably going to do something different with this SMV. Maybe just take it off while I'm doing any kind of field work, throw it in the barn, and then if I need to go down the road, put it back on there. But yeah, pretty good setup. And we're going to see right now what kind of hydraulic pressure we got on this thing. So let's go. I use a little wood block for my jack stand base. All right, let's go, let's grow. This is what I plant my soybeans with. This is a 510 grain drill. One up from the 10, one down from the 5100 soybean special. This is an 18 hole, perfect for getting up and down the road. Not too big, not too small, just size of cannonball. But the one thing you want to check on these right out of the gate are these drop tubes. And the reason is because you can, in the winter time, or even now, you have a lot of wasps, bees, and whatever, mainly wasps, building nests. And I've had it to where a few of these have had wasp nests in them, and going out on the field, you know, you pull, you know, a half acre, you get out, you check your drops, your double disc openers, and there's no seed in between there, and then you take a screwdriver, you pull that down, which you should have did before you went to the field, and sure enough, there's a wasp nest in there, or a mouse or a chipmunk or something got in there and just built a bunch of crap up in there. So that's first thing I do, is make sure all my tubes are clear, and then I get up in the grain drill itself and check and make sure everything's okay in there. When I store this in the winter, everything gets swept out to try to prevent the rodents from wanting to be in there, and then I use diesel fuel right directly in it. I'm not very nice about it. It kind of swims in diesel fuel, so the inside of my hopper is generally very clean. So yeah, and I'm going to grease it up. It's got several grease fittings on it, just like the tractor, but you know, there's fittings here, clear down through, probably about 6 grease fittings that I can think of right off the top of my head, 4 to 6 that definitely have to be addressed before you get to the field. But I am absolutely ecstatic about having this H and being able to plant with it. Where I'm going to plant some soybeans, I plowed with this, I disked with the M. The main objective this year was to plow, disc, and plant with the H. I wasn't going to be able to culti-mulch with it because I got a 12-foot culti-mulcher, and this thing wouldn't pull it if it meant its life, and I wouldn't ask it to. So I'd like to get a little 8-foot set of discs. There was one over at the fair I missed out on. Kind of junky anyways. I think in the long run I'm going to be glad that I didn't get that set. But either way, let's get this thing going. And to clean this thing out after I'm done planting and before I go to the field, just to make sure nothing's in there, I use a shop vac. This sucker's all fall through the garden hose. And it's just that easy. I typically don't throw anything in the drill or planter until I'm in the field. Now there's extenuating circumstances if you have to travel far and you got no way to haul the seed. Then you put it in the drill or the planter and you go down the road with it. But I've had some mishaps where a clutch or something like that went out in the drill and I lost half my seed. So as a practice, I don't do it anymore. I wait till I'm in the field, I load the drill or planter in the field. All right, so you saw in a previous video, this field here I culti-mulched. It's about 5 acres. I'm gonna put about 7 units down. So what's there, 140,000 seeds in a unit? So you do the math. You tell me how many seeds I'm laying down per acre. 7 units, 140,000 seeds. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, having said that, this has greened up some. That is bothersome to me because a new emerging soybean plant coming out of the ground is already going to be in competition with some of this grass, especially up in that corner. So prior to this, in a different video, you'll see I came through with the sprayer before I even hooked up the grain drill. So hopefully I'm ahead of it. I've killed it, and as the soybeans emerge, the grass is dying. So should be good to go. This is limed, tons and tons of potash, and that's what the test called for. So let's go, let's grow.